Welcome to today's edition of Mental Health Matters. Today we have Ramon Nickelberry on the show. Ramon's going to talk about his desire to make rap music and how it encourages him and how he uses it for mental health therapy. Get you something to drink and get you a snack and come on back. All right, brother, we back here again. Good morning, honey. How you doing?
Good morning.
Oh man, it's early. It's extremely
Yeah,
early, but you
yeah.
know, we'll make it through. How was your day yesterday?
Yesterday was cool.
Yeah,
Yesterday was really cool. The show went well. I think the show went well. And yesterday
yeah,
was cool. Yeah, it was a
yeah,
pretty chill day.
yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you. Absolutely. So we're gonna just get back into it and just talk about um music, but in particular rap music. Um, so why don't you start by just introducing yourself again and we'll just go from there.
My name is Ramon Nickelberry. From the Bay Area, 46 years old. And I'm a mental health patient, you know.
Okay. Okay. I love when you do your introduction, Ramon, how you say that you're from the Bay Area. You let that be known.
Yeah, I'm
Oh, I
I'm
love it.
just a visitor out here.
Yeah. So, um, have you always liked music and rap music in particular?
Yeah. I like the growing up, I liked a lot of oldies.
Me
Um,
too.
but I listen to a lot of different music because I like country for the melodies. I like country for the melodies. I like hip hop for the drums,
Yeah.
and then like the percussions, I like percussions in jazz and rock. So I listen to a lot of different, genres of music,
Yeah.
and it educated me and made me better in music. So
Yeah. Do you feel like music in general kind of like soothe your soul, so to speak, when you listen to it, put you in a much better space if you're not in a good space?
yes, definitely. If I didn't have music, I'd be struggling right now. That's
Yeah.
the only coping skill that actually works. It actually takes my mind off of the things that's bothering me, throughout my day or whatever. And I can just get things off my chest. I don't really talk to too many people about my personal life and my problems and stuff. So I just release it through the music. So
Yeah.
definitely is therapy for me.
Yeah. And I asked you that question in particular because I do have people that I know, and I've noticed with them whenever they are going through a rough time. One of my friends in particular, he battles like anxiety and depression, and he will cut on a song and you can see the stress or the anxiety or the depression start to decrease,
Yeah.
and I remember one of the about maybe a month ago, he
Uh-huh.
had told me, he said, man, a lot of people don't know, like when, like if I'm having a issue with somebody, like if my mom is into it or whoever, he said
Yeah.
they don't know one of the ways they can communicate with me is through music, which I thought was interesting. Um,
Yeah.
but he did definitely said that, like if I'm into it or we're having a disagreement, a lot of times
Yeah.
when they verbally trying to connect with me, I clock out. But if they put on a song and let the lyrics reach to me, then I'm more open to hear
Yeah.
what they have to say through a song, which I've never heard of that before.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, that's different.
Yeah. But he love, 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 love music. So when was the first time you heard rap music?
Um, let me see. I didn't really listen to rap till like about 11 or 12.
Yeah.
It was NWA.
Hmm.
NWA, yeah. My friend at that time, he had the record. His parents bought him the record and the tapes and stuff. So we used to listen to NWA, and from there on out, I was listening to rap because it was just different. You know, that's what everybody was listening to. You know, in my neighborhood. But yeah, I was about 11 or 12 when I
Yeah.
first heard rap music.
Did you immediately felt like you could uh, have a connection with that genre of music?
No, I didn't really focus on wanting to do music. I was more into sports, then.
Okay.
Like I said, I didn't get into music until I was about 14.
Okay.
So before then, I was more into sports. I thought I was gonna go pro. So um, yeah, I mean, man, but music is the universal language. I mean, you can hear a song now that you haven't heard since you was a little kid, and it'll take you back, and put you in a good mood. So, music is everything to me right now.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly right. You could put on a song that you used to listen to at the age of 20 years old. And
Yeah,
during that time, you could have been having a good experience or a bad experience, but whichever one it was back then, if you put on that same song now, it'll automatically take you back to what experience that was going on in your life during that time.
definitely.
So it definitely has an effect on individuals' mood, emotions,
Yeah,
and it could be a good or a bad experience through music, depending on what was going on at that time.
yeah,
So
yeah.
um, I remember when I first heard rap music, I was young like you at that time when the NWA was out, and it was like, well, actually, NWA was not the first song that I heard, but I think it was like Curtis Blow or some
Yeah,
and it was just like, wow, it was different. It was,
different. Yeah,
growing up listening to my family play all the oldies, old
yeah,
school music, but this music was different. It was had some type of in my opinion, statement, some type of authority,
yeah,
message, and stuff like
yeah,
that. And from there, I just, started listening to it more and more because obviously a lot of people in the community, family members started listening to it. And
yeah,
then, different artists start coming out and then you could compare them. And so, yeah, it's definitely made its mark in this world
yeah, definitely.
from the beginning, you
Yeah,
know. So name some of the artists that has inspired you in the rap game.
man. Well, me being from the Bay, like, be honest with you, I don't really listen to a lot of mainstream, artists. I like to listen to people that's, like local artists, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? People that's not already established. Cause you hear the raw talent,
yeah,
you can hear the hunger, in their voice and in their songs, you know. But like I said, man, from the Bay Area, so Selly Cell, E40, Tupac, Anita Baker. I get a lot of my influences, from R&B singers. I like, Anita Baker.
yeah,
Um, I like Norman Connors.
yeah,
Just a lot of whispers,
yeah,
confunction.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting,
yeah,
interesting. A lot of people, local people, feel like you feel they would rather support the local artists because they feel like they're grinding more. They've not made it to that plateau where they have millions of sales or
yeah,
viewers or whatever, so they rather support them while they're struggling to kind of help them get to where they want to be. I know
yeah.
you man, I wish I would have invited um I was born and raised in Chicago, and I'm just thinking about this now. It would have been interested to have invited. There's a group that is called Do or Die from Chicago,
Yeah,
and I don't know if you ever heard of them.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I actually grew up with them. Donnell
Oh, is that
Smith.
right?
Oh yeah, yeah. My mom and Donnell Smith mom, which his rap name is Below.
Yeah.
We all lived next door from each other. Him and my mom were
Oh,
best
wow.
friends. We just all grew up,
Oh, that's cool.
for years and years and years. And I didn't even think about it just now. I wish I would invite because he would have been more than happy. I wish I would have invited him on this
Oh,
as
that's
an
cool.
artist just to get his side just like yours as well because you're an
Yeah,
artist. But you know, it was interesting when they was started making music and stuff because you know a lot of people at that time uh you know they didn't really I felt they didn't really get the recognition or respect that they
yeah,
deserved at that time, you know.
yeah,
So you had a lot of haters and you know they tried to do their thing but it just
yeah,
didn't take off and they're very talented, super talented,
yeah, yeah,
you know. Crucial Conflict, you always know the Bradleys,
yeah,
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 Twista,
yeah,
just a lot of those local artists. They didn't, I mean, Twista kind of, you know, he kind of was out there a little bit, but he didn't really flourish. The Brad did pretty good, you know.
yeah,
She kind of made a mark a little bit,
yeah,
but you know, those were like mostly like the local artists
yeah,
from our city that you know tried to really climb the ladder and stuff.
yeah.
um for you, now you are an artist, like what made you want to actually get into rapping?
Like I said, when I was 14, my friend got shot and killed.
Yeah.
And I wrote a poem, and from that poem, I took it and turned it into a song. You know, did a
Uh-huh.
rap, and everybody liked it, man. So I just kept writing music from there on out, and everybody just kept telling me stick with it, man. I'm pretty good at it, so um, I just stayed writing, man. Stay writing music.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was about 14 when I first got into to rapping. You know, when my friend got shot and killed.
What, so do you feel like you put at that time, I'm sure now too, was putting your emotions, your experience and the things that you was feeling, you pretty much is putting it into the form of a song. Is that safe to say?
Yeah, yeah. I never, that's the first time experience, somebody, like my age or whatever, passing away and that tragic. But yeah, definitely, it opened my eyes up, man. Like I said, man, we thought we was gangbangers back then. We thought we was, running around and stuff, being, doing what kids do. But
Yeah.
I knew I had something, that the majority of the kids that I was hanging around with didn't have.
Yeah.
I had an outlet. I could play ball,
Oh wow.
and do other things. So I knew that I figured I would make it out the ghetto. I knew I would make it, and I would take my family with me. But life happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Life happens. So I had to hit them streets, like hit them streets and get that money for my mom, and I was helping her pay rent and shit, and you
Yeah.
know,
So what was the, do you remember, well, let me ask you this, like, what is your stage name?
John Doe.
John Doe. Have you ever
Yeah.
changed that, or that was like the name you came up with from the beginning and you stuck with it?
Actually, see, I got a lot of different rap names, but it's inside. My name's John Doe, but it's inside the Chronicles of Doe, because
Okay.
I got Doe Namath. I can go with Doe Frazier, Doe Jackson, Doe J Simpson. So they're all just what I mean, just kind of like parodies of other celebrities or whatever that I take on or I play. And it helps me be more marketable. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
so I could play around with different themes, as far as my music, and just for marketing purposes. I think it's a smart idea. So, but
Yeah.
basically, John Doe. I used to be Hennessy.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a couple names. I was Hennessy. I was the Prophet. I was Phoenix. But yeah,
So what, I'm just curious, why so many names? Was it because of what you was going through at that time and different things came up and you switched or
well, I just felt like I was growing.
okay.
I felt like my music was evolving. So I was like, oh, I don't want to. I'm not on that no more. So let me, what I'm saying. Let me, come up with another name. I was trying to be more marketable, more commercial, you know. And then John Doe, just I don't know. It just stuck with me, for so long, and everybody just was calling me that, and it just stuck with me. So I'm
Yeah.
running with that.
Okay. Okay. So what was do you remember the first song that you wrote
Yeah.
and the name of
The
that song?
Yeah, the first song I wrote was called True Story. True Story. And it was The beat was Moments in Love. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Do 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 do
Oh
do
yeah,
do do. Yeah,
absolutely.
so I wrote
Oh
it for
yeah,
that. Yeah, and everybody, I mean, it was cool. It was cool. Everybody liked it, man. So I was pretty surprised by the feedback. And then when
yeah,
I wrote my second song, um, that's when everybody was like, "Yeah, yeah, this is tight. You need to stick with music." So I just every song got tighter and tighter, and now it's I'm almost there. I'm almost where I want to be.
yeah. Well, I want to hear, can you just tell us a little about the lyrics that was in your first song? I'm just
Um,
curious where your head was at back then. And because obviously that's your first song, I'm sure it was like raw and emotions
yeah.
put into it. And like, what do you remember some of the lyrics that you wrote for your first song?
Nah, I don't actually. I don't remember it. I don't
Yeah.
remember any of it. But I do remember the feeling because it was like an eerie feeling over through the school and everything. They had his picture hanging all through the school, and so it was kind of like I don't know. It made me feel. I was grieving. I was grieving, but I didn't. Being that young and experiencing it for the first time and stuff like that. I didn't. I didn't know how to handle it. I couldn't talk to nobody.
Yeah.
Um, but I just basically put all my focus into baseball, and it
Okay.
helped me get through it, man. I had my teammates. We had guidance counselors and shit there, but it was tough, man. Being that young to go through something like that, and I really did go through it like by myself.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
tough.
A lot of artists, even today, um, you find them really pouring out their pain
Yeah,
or the lifestyle they live into their rap music, because that's a form of expression. That's an outlet for them. So they're
yeah,
able to get that out, on a track and really reach somebody else who listen to that, who may have went through or who are going through the same experience that they had, you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
So, which I think is really good. But I do want to flip the script a little bit because there is also. Well, let me ask you this: do you think all rap music is positive?
No,
Okay,
I don't. And I'll be honest, and I'll say right now, I don't even listen to music for any messages. You know what I mean?
okay,
I basically just listen for the beat and the hook. Is
okay,
it catchy? Because I don't really listen to many mainstream stuff because I don't like the fact that they promote the way that the music is promoted. It's crazy now. They just saying everything, and they got
right,
and they just say the B word on radio
right,
now and all types of stuff. And I just feel like you said, it's a revolving door. It's just the next generation. It's gonna be worse. It
right.
just keeps getting worse and worse. It's not really music to me. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? And I'm surprised they be playing this stuff on the radio.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
it's crazy. But I really don't like the rap game right now, as far as mainstream.
yeah. And the reason I ask you that because I know I do have people that I know who do listen to it. That's no,
Mhm.
that's what they're into. But the reason I ask you that because I know a few times the same person I'm telling you about earlier that was saying that for people to reach out to him, they can reach out to him through music. And I remember him, listen to some songs that involved some of the artists talking about Percocet and
Yeah,
and just all this stuff. And so I had no idea what Percocet was, zero, like
really.
not zero. And so what I did was I went on YouTube and I started Googling Percocet because I've learned that was like a very common um, pill or a very common thing that people are doing with this generation.
Yeah,
But it's interesting because I started to do my research. I learned that fentanyl was associated with Percocet or other form of pills. And
yeah,
so for about like 2 months straight, I'm not exaggerating, I just started watching videos on fentanyl, like how some of these youth are dying from fentanyl. They go out, they get these pills, Percocet, Norcos,
yeah,
whatever pill, and not realize that it's laced with something deadly, and they die. And dude, I'm
Yeah,
talking like for 2 months straight, on my way to work, sometime my lunch break, I literally just go on YouTube and just watch all these videos of these kids dying off
yeah,
Percocet laced with fentanyl, or Norcos laced with fentanyl. And so one of the things that after I educated myself, then I went back to him and I said, well, you listen to this music that promote these pills, and these kids are dying off that. So I started
yeah,
seeing her videos and stuff. And so his response was, well, I don't be doing all that. I just like the music. I said, yeah, you like the music, you like the lyrics, but it's still promoting stuff
yeah,
that these kids are actually going to do because they think that this is actually what the artist is doing. They think this is hit. It's on,
yeah,
social media, and then they'll
yeah,
go and take these pills, and then they lose their life.
yeah.
You
But
know,
it's crazy. It's crazy. Dolores Tucker and them and the FCC, they push so hard for NWA, not to say the B word and everything, but then you got people promoting, disrespecting women and carrying guns and how much money they got and everything, and nobody step in and say anything. You
yeah,
know, that's crazy. You can still have a freedom of speech and what I mean, still get a message across like, hey, I must be getting old. Because this is what my parents and people that was older than me, all the OGs, that's what they used to say, the shit that I'm saying
yeah,
now.
yeah, exactly. And once again, I think originally when rap music started, it was supposed to be a form of expression.
Yeah,
Um, but it's definitely have taken off and to a category of its own now.
yeah,
They got like social media, like so much is, I feel that they don't really have to work as hard for it, because if you think about it, you just throw your music on Spotify, YouTube, and people have access to it,
yeah,
and boom, people can make
yeah,
comments, share comments, and that's like the new thing now.
yeah,
I was watching a video just to prepare for this, and one of the things that I forget who it was, but it was an old rap artist talking to a newer rap artist, and they was just having a conversation about where the music is today opposed to back then. And one of the things that the older rap artist was saying, that he was saying like, look, I had to hustle. I had to go out there and sell, my tapes and on a corner
yeah,
and beg radio stations to play my music. And like, we had to grind.
yeah, definitely.
So he was let the new artists talk. And so they both was pretty much saying, yeah, like he was like, I agree. Like, I didn't have to work as hard to get where I am because I'm using social media as a
Mm,
marketing tool,
yeah,
you know. And so I thought that was interesting though. And they were talking about comparing the different type of music back then opposed to today.
yeah,
And it's definitely I don't know. I just feel like it's, I can look back, give my own opinion, but it's definitely a difference in so many words.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I know that's how I'm getting old because I'm starting to a lot of stuff on the radio I don't even listen to and I don't like. And that's
Yeah.
what, my mom used to say that, I don't even understand the words and all this.
Right.
So that's how I know I'm getting old.
Yeah. So do you have a local studio that you go to record music, or?
Um, I record at my studio at home, and then I take it to a bigger studio, and that's where we all record at. So the label that I'm on, that's where we record at. It's up towards Yuba City, going towards Yuba City.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's the
you
bigger studio.
so you are actually signed to a label. Hold on, I got to get something to drink. So you are actually signed to a
I'm
label.
a- yeah, well, it's my brother and his friend started a label, and
Mhm.
I just do music with them, do
Also,
shows and stuff.
your brother is an artist too, or he just started a label?
Nah, yeah, he's an artist. Yeah, he put out a couple albums and stuff.
Okay, nice. So how many albums do you got out, or you just putting out songs?
I haven't dropped anything right now. Everything is like mixtapes. But
Okay,
I'm working on a project now. It'll be in stores. I recorded 2 songs for that one. I just literally started, and then that's it. I'm gonna do
yeah.
this album, and that's it. I'm gonna retire from rapping.
What make you want to retire?
I'm gonna pass the torch.
Okay.
pass the torch and get more involved in helping artists develop, like artist development.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like like
So no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
like styling artists, giving them a style, giving them a look, ghostwriting and doing beats, productions, and
Yeah.
MTV.
Yeah. So we don't have a lot of artists out here talking about mental health, specifically focused on mental health. And we know that this subject has been around for many, 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 many years.
Yeah.
Um, how important is it for artists or people who may have had a mental health diagnosis and want to raise awareness about
Mhm.
mental health through rap music? How important is that, and what advice would you give that person?
I would definitely tip my hats off to him, and tell him to keep pushing for mental health. Like Kanye West, he had an outlet. He got everybody behind him, and he did a little too. He did a little too much. He was mentally unstable, and it kind of like you know tarnished his brand a little bit. He did
Yeah,
bounce back. He did bounce back. I'm proud of him. I never want to see nobody just struggle and stuff like that. But then a lot of people are like, "Oh, Kanye this and Kanye this," but after his mom passed, that's when he started going. You know what I mean?
right.
Started experiencing mental health and everything. And I don't think he even knew that he was struggling with mental health. I think he just thought, that he was just grieving
Yeah,
because his music even sounds different. You
yeah,
know?
yeah. I'm
And
glad you brought him up too, because that's one of the ones, and that's kind of where I was going with it, and why I brought that up,
yeah,
because I don't feel like there are many artists out there like Kanye West. He's super talented, obviously,
yeah,
but who's afraid to talk about mental health, afraid to kind of put that out there to break the stigma,
yeah,
because regardless of what mental health challenge he has or had or is experiencing, he is super talented, and
yeah,
he's very unapologetic about his mental health and tying it into his music. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And I mean, when you got money like that, you can act any way you want to act. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
I just like I wish somebody would touch on the sit down and talk to him and touch on the fact that what did he think about mental illness in his music then versus now?
yeah,
Because that'd be pretty interesting. Just to hear his opinion on how what everybody think. Because and then even struggling with mental illness, the first thing we want to do is be negative. We want to throw negative stuff at people. Like when he was going
yeah,
through it, oh, Kanye, he tripping, oh, he tripping
yeah.
and this and that. But we're not looking at the big picture. We don't know what that man going through.
Right,
We on the outside looking in. He's human just like everybody else.
right,
And if he's struggling with mental illness, that's the first thing we're gonna say. We're
right,
not gonna try to be more heartfelt, and see what's
right.
going on and educate ourselves and educate him as well, probably.
Yeah. And his situation is definitely much more challenging because he's in a public eye.
Yeah, yeah,
And we all at some form in our life deal with something that
yeah,
causes our mood to change, whether it's a positive effect or negative effect.
yeah,
We all go through it. And so my thing with that, with concerning him, I think that when he was at his highs and wasn't really displaying any mental health symptoms or outbursts per se, everybody was with him. They was rocking with his music. But the moment that he started to have these, lows,
yeah,
I feel like people turned their back, not
yeah,
realizing
yeah,
this man has mental diagnoses. Things are going to happen.
yeah, yeah,
It's never just going to be like perfect. Things are going to happen. And I wonder how many people he really have in his corner,
yeah,
a support system that could support him during his lows,
yeah,
because you're high, you got everybody on your side, everybody
yeah,
in your corner. But when you're low, that's when you start to really realize, okay, who is really for my benefit.
yeah. That's when all the negative people come your way. When you at your low.
Yeah,
But I think he probably had a lot of people supporting him. It's
yeah,
Kanye West. He was he was very high when his back then. I think nobody could tell him anything. I
Yeah.
think people were probably trying to tell him something,
Really?
but
Okay.
I think he was like, I'm doing this is my shit. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think, I think he was nonchalant about the situation. That's what that's what I think.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. His life definitely played out in the media, I'm sorry. His divorce from Kim, just a lot, just man, dude, like, obviously lost his mom. And I just felt bad for him, just to be real with you. I felt really bad for him. I did pray for him, obviously, but I just wanted him to do better. I wanted him to get
Yeah,
better in privacy first, so that the public can see that. Because all you kept
yeah,
seeing was negativity, negativity, negativity.
yeah.
So yeah.
You can hear
So
it in
what
his music too. You
you
can hear
said
it in
what?
his music too, because
Yeah,
that song that him and Jamie Foxx did. I mean, that was a good song. Compared to what his stuff now, I really don't like it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
All right, well, we
but
run out of time for this first segment. So yeah, I'm gonna do my exit, and then
okay.
we're gonna come back,
Yeah, my
talk a little
stomach
bit
was turning
about.
a couple times. I was like trying to catch that air.
Okay, let me do my exit. That's it for this edition of Mental Health Matters. If you enjoyed this particular show, if you'd like to be a guest on our show, or if you would like a DVD copy of this first part of the show, please dial 916-366-4600. Thank you.